HR tech, work tech, and investment are transforming the future of work. Are you in the know? Welcome to the WorkTech podcast. Join host George LaRocque for expert insights on the trends, M&A activity, and strategies shaping the workplace. Brought to you by oneworktech.com and the Work Defined Podcast Network.
Okay, welcome back to WorkTech. It's me, George LaRocque, and I'm here with Daniel Chait, founder, CEO of Greenhouse. We're at the HR Tech Conference, as you can probably hear a little noise in the background. And we're just going to have a quick conversation, and I want to get Daniel's sense of where the market's going. Welcome, Daniel.
Hey, George. Great to see you again, as always.
Yeah. So we traveled a long way to get together this time. We're just right across the river from each other. We should do that more often. So we're at the show. What are you seeing at the show?
I mean, HR tech is always just an absolute zoo. Everyone is here, all the tech companies, tons of customers and partners, anyone is anyone. And so there's so much to see and do and to look at. I think it's been 45 seconds into this podcast and we haven't said the word AI yet. So maybe
There you go.
start. Obviously, every vendor is talking about their AI solutions and what they're bringing to market in terms of AI. So that's been a big one. But I also think folks are starting to look at, like, there's been some M&A activity and some investments, big deals announced in the industry. What does that mean for everyone else? What does that mean for them? What does that mean for investors? And so that's another thing that a lot of people are talking about.
And is that coming to you from, that sounds like an analyst, investor, vendor perspective, or do you find customers are more in tune with that M&A activity?
A little bit of both. I mean, yeah, sure. It just watch that stuff really closely. Let's watch that stuff really closely so they know who the players are in the market. But, we've had lots of customers that have talked to us about, wait a second, we just saw, a big ATS vendor that sold to like a global ERP company, or you guys are about to do the same thing. And it's not that it's good or it's not that it's bad, but companies want to know kind of like, who are they dealing with? And,
Right.
is that, what's going to happen to the vendors that they work with? So
Yeah.
everybody has different reasons to want to talk about those things, but everyone's talking about those things.
Yeah, 100%. It's certainly been my talk track here. Everybody wants to know. But let's talk about Greenhouse. So what are you doing at the show? Is there a theme? Are there some new announcements?
Yeah, well, we had a big product launches that we're doing. So, we're here to talk about the upcoming Greenhouse Analytics. We're talking about real talent. We're talking about new scheduling tools. And so, there's a bunch of stuff that we're here to showcase and demo to the world. And we're also here to meet with all the same people that we talked about a minute ago. All the partners are here. And so we're doing partnership conversations with tons of customers. I just did an AMA where customers came by. We got to meet them and ask and answer questions. And, they said, hey, look, it's not that often that we get to talk to the CEO and the founder of a customer or a company that we're a customer of. And so people see that as it's just a good opportunity to get up out of our seats and be face to face with everyone, around.
Yeah. What are you most excited about? You rattled off a lot of new announcements. Are there one or two that you're most excited about?
Yeah, I mean, I think our analytics release is huge. It's a complete ground up rewrite of everything that it means to ask data questions from Greenhouse.
Okay.
So we really started from ground up to say, what should a modern best in class recruiting analytics product provide in 2025? And so for the first time, you can get all the data points out of Greenhouse in all the ways that you want to get it out. You can be incredibly flexible with the ways you're querying that. You've got all the visualizations, all the sharing and collaboration, so you can send it around the organization all in one place. Customers are flipping their lids over it. So we're super proud of what we built. It's been a bit of a journey, but we're really excited to get it out into the public. The other big thing is what we're doing with real talent.
What I love about the Workforce Agility Limited Series by Cornerstone was we talked to executives and customers all about skills. Cornerstone has a wonderful background in learning and development, training, etc. Their LMS is world class, but they've centered the business now, not just on that, like building upon that, but building upon how everything has moved to the skills economy. So check out the limited series called Workforce Agility, and you can get it wherever you get your podcast. And it's just a wonderful series where we talk to their executives on the shift of why, and also their customers that are using it. So check it out whenever you get a chance. Appreciate it.
And the effort that we're doing to holistically combat fraud and spam and the sense of overwhelm and helplessness that both employers and job seekers are facing.
Yeah. I'm seeing some of that at the show. I'm seeing more conversation around fraud. You were really the issue was out there. It wasn't a new issue. You were the first vendor I saw that came out with anything packaged with your clear integration and other capabilities and announcing a roadmap. And now I'm seeing others, not so much the platforms, but I'm seeing some new startups move in that direction because I think it's just the AI creating a playground for fraud.
I think that's right. I think a bunch of factors. I think so. AI combined with just like changes in the job market, both online and remote work, a cooler job market than it used to be, as well as AI. It's just everyone's feeling overwhelmed. And, we talk to customers that open a job and they have 1,000 or 2,000 applicants in their pipeline in first day. And so in all that noise, it's easy for like the bad guys to slip in. But even setting aside these kind of high profile fraud and, North Korean spies and all that stuff, even just the basic act of how do I narrow down my funnel and get to the people that I need to be talking to amidst all the noise and amidst this kind of AI doom loop is getting harder and harder. And so doing that in a way that is helpful to both sides, to job seekers and to employers, doing it in a way that's fair and transparent. It's a big undertaking, but one I think is important because the question about what we're most excited about, like, I really think this is one of the big challenges facing companies today.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that Greenhouse is always customer focused and you're talking about, your announcements in the context of what it does for those customers. And again, we've only said AI like once, like, and maybe twice just in one sentence. So, but I know AI is embedded in your current announcements and also your roadmap. Is that fair?
For sure. And I think, what we're doing is we're seeing the tremendous possibility and potential of AI to add value in all kinds of ways up and down the funnel for our customers. And at the same time, very cognizant of the risks and challenges that it brings. And so when we talk to customers, they want to know not only can I use these tools to help get an advantage, to do things more efficiently, to scale, et cetera, but also I don't want to go afoul of increasing regulation. I don't want to have reputational risk or damage the experience that I'm delivering to candidates. And those questions are changing in almost real time as people are figuring out, hey, what are the rules for using AI to polish up your resume? Or what are the laws in different states and cities and countries around the world? And how are those being interpreted by the courts as we watch court cases progress? And so there's a lot of uncertainty that customers are feeling at the same time as there's tremendous promise. And so what we're trying to deliver is the upside and the promise of being able to do things like create job descriptions and scorecards with a lot less work, of analyzing and summarizing conversations with candidates so you can get to the heart of who that person is, while also not putting you afoul of regulatory and legal risks.
Yeah. So you sounded at the top end of that. You sounded just like my trends presentation earlier today. My big message on the front end with the macro trends and adoption trends was this isn't happening as fast as the hype and the headlines would lead you to believe. I'm fully on board. It's the future. The cow's out of the barn. Yeah. We're going there. But we're not adopting AI unilaterally across even every subcategory within talent acquisition. We're not adopting it across HR. The numbers, I sourced so much data for this. The top end numbers, it's less than half of companies have implemented AI in more than one HR category.
Interesting.
And when you look at the middle market or the large SMBs, it's like 15%.
Interesting.
So it's happening, but there's even where it's most adopted, there's still a lot of green field. And I think what's holding it back is everything you talked about: compliance, risk, fear.
Yeah.
And let's face it, this got sprung on us about 2.5 years ago. We're all learning at the same time.
Well, that's right. And the point you just made at the end, I think there's a skills gap too. And I think when we talk to our own employees, when we talk to our customers, like what you see is the tools are so new, even how to use them, what they're capable of, when you shouldn't use them and how are really hard to know. I think what we're seeing is I think everyone got introduced to this stuff basically, as you say, at the same time when ChatGPT launched. But where the real adoption is happening is right in the tools themselves. So for example, in Greenhouse, you go in there to create a scorecard like you always used to. Greenhouse now proactively offers to help write interview questions. And so you don't have to learn a whole lot. You don't have to be a quote AI expert to say, show me what you got.
Right.
Greenhouse writes an interview question based on your scorecard. And what we found is 85% of the time, our customers accept those questions with no edits. they don't have to do a lot of work. And what we're trying to do is like, again, make it really easy for them to take advantage of that upside, but not have to worry about, oh my gosh, is AI somehow putting me in a position of making automated decisions about candidates without the human beings being involved, which exposes me to legal risks or reputational risk. And so that's what I think success looks like at this era, is embedding those technologies right where you're already doing the work and making it so easy to do it that you don't even have to change it.
Right, right. Well, I said it would be a quick conversation. I've got one last question for you. You've already addressed it a little bit, but where do you see this all going? Where do you see Greenhouse? Where do you see talent acquisition tech? Yeah, 18 months from now.
Yeah, well, look, I think, as you said, AI is going to continue to exert influence and make its way into more and more of the process for good and bad. I think what we've said is there's a bit of an AI doom loop right now where everybody's trying to use AI on the company side and on the candidate side to try to get ahead, but it's all collectively making things worse, not better. And so what we're trying to do at Greenhouse is interrupt that doom loop and give job seekers a way to stand out as humans and give employers a way to bring the human decision making and the human experience back into the process. So it's going to take a while, but I think if you look into the future, that human experience becomes more and more valuable, more and more precious in a world that's increasingly being drowned out by kind of AI stuff. It's a world that we're excited about doing. In some ways is with, and in some ways is cutting against the trend.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate this.
Thank you.
Great
It's always
insight.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's always a great place to see and be seen, and always great to sit down with you, George.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks wherever you're listening. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the WorkTech podcast. Visit us at oneworktech.com and find out why WorkTech is considered the most trusted source of market intelligence and strategic advice for WorkTech. Subscribe to the WorkTech YouTube channel for video episodes and exclusive content. And be sure to check out the entire Work Defined podcast network at WRKDefined.com for more podcasts on the world of work.